Halloween night, 1974. 8-year-old Timothy O'Bryan headed out to collect candy like millions of other kids across America. A few hours later, he was dead. Police believed somebody had poisoned Halloween candy. But as detectives started digging, the story got a whole lot stranger. Timothy was having the kind of Halloween every kid dreamed about. Costumes, candy, friends. Nothing seemed unusual. But before the night was over, one piece of candy would change everything. Back at home, Timothy started looking through his candy hole, and one treat stood out: a giant Pixy stick. If you've never had one, it's basically a tube full of flavored sugar. Timothy opened it, took some, and then, immediately, Timothy complained that he didn't feel well. Then things got worse, fast. His family rushed to help him. Nobody understood what was happening, but Timothy's condition was rapidly spiraling out of control. An ambulance was called. Paramedics worked desperately to save him. His family followed closely behind. Everyone was hoping for good news. That's not what they got. Timothy died that night. He was just 8 years old. And now detectives had a terrifying possibility on their hands. Had somebody actually poisoned Halloween candy? The story exploded. News stations picked it up. Parents panicked. Kids were suddenly told not to touch their Halloween candy. Across America, people feared there was a killer handing out poison treats. But detectives were about to discover something that changed the entire investigation. Investigators tested the remaining candy, and what they found was horrifying. Several giant Pixy sticks contained cyanide. Not one, several. Meaning Timothy wasn't the only child who could have died that night. But here's where things got weird. Then, investigators made an alarming discovery. Timothy wasn't the only child who had received one of the giant Pixy sticks that night. Several others had been handed out as well. Thankfully, none of those children had eaten theirs. Police immediately collected the remaining candy and sent it for testing. What they found was shocking. Every single Pixy stick contained cyanide, enough to kill. Suddenly, the stakes became even higher. As detectives continued digging, they uncovered something they couldn't ignore. Ronald O'Bryan had recently taken out life insurance policies on his children. At the same time, he was dealing with growing financial problems, debt, overdue bills, mounting pressure. Suddenly, investigators began looking at the case from a very different angle. And the more they looked, the more Ronald's story began to fall apart. Piece by piece, detectives assembled the puzzle. The witness statements, the timelines, the poisoned Pixy stick, the insurance policies. Eventually, all the evidence pointed in one direction. Ronald O'Bryan, Timothy's own father. The revelation shocked the community. What many believed was a random act of evil, investigators now believed had been carefully planned. Ronald O'Bryan was arrested and charged with murder. Prosecutors argued he poisoned the candy for life insurance money. The jury found him guilty and sentenced him to death. What began as a terrifying Halloween mystery ended with a shocking truth. The danger wasn't a stranger lurking in the neighborhood. It was much closer to home. And that's what made the case of Timothy O'Bryan's one of America's most disturbing true crime stories. Well, this has been Inkvestigation. Until next time, stay curious.